So for today's vlog and for this week's weekly vlog, I want to show you how we made these vegan dumplings or gyoza. So stay tuned to see how we make them. Starting off, we have 300 grams of plain flour with our salt and 160 ml of hot water. So I'm going to add these to the KitchenAid, the stand mixer. And I'm going to turn it on. And speed it up a little bit. So you can make this gluten-free. You're just going to need to use a different flour. So instead you could use white rice flour with some tapioca starch instead of wheat flour. So I'm just going to let this go until the dough is a little bit more combined, and then we're going to roll it out onto the work surface. So it's almost there. I'm just going to take it out of the mixer now and knead it. I've just put some cornstarch on the counter. So you just need a little bit when you're rolling out the dough. So we're going to knead this for about 3 to 5 minutes until it's nice and smooth. I have my helper, Stanny, who's going to sub in for my kneading. So after we're going to knead the dough, we're going to make a little ball, cover it in cling film, and it's going to go into the fridge for 30 minutes. And then after that time, we're going to take it out, divide it into two, and then make our little dumpling wrappers. We have our dough in a little cling film ball, so it's going to go in the fridge now for 30 minutes. While this is in the fridge, we're going to get started chopping up our vegetables. Look, it looks like a little butt. So we have all of our vegetables all chopped up and ready to go. So starting off, we have 2 cloves of garlic that are minced. Then for the leeks, we have 60 grams of diced leek. We've got 1 onion diced, 1 carrot shredded, 200 grams of diced mushrooms. We have the rest over here in the bowl, but we just wanted to make it look pretty. We have 200 grams of shredded cabbage. For the sauce and the seasoning, we have soy sauce, sesame oil, and rice vinegar. So we're going to pop these on the stove now. We're going to start off with all of these, and then we're going to add the cabbage and the leek, and then we're going to add the garlic last with the sauces. And then we're going to take the dough out of the fridge and roll it out. In here, I've just added the sauces. So 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, and 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar, just to make it easier when we pour it in. So I've just added a little bit of oil just so we can fry up the vegetables. Otherwise, then you pop them in. We're going to leave these for about 2 to 3 minutes, just until lightly browned, and then we're going to pop in the cabbage and the leek. So everything is nice and lightly brown, so we're going to add in the cabbage and the leek. At this stage, you might want to add in a little bit of water, so you don't have to. I'm just going to add in a little bit of water. And we're almost ready to pop in the garlic and the sauces. You can also add ginger if you want, but we're not going to. I'm going to reduce the heat, and we're going to leave this for 5 to 7 minutes, just until everything is nice and cooked. So everything is nice and cooked. We're just going to add in the garlic and the sauces. I'll give this a nice stir. So we'll leave this for 1 or 2 minutes longer, just to let all the flavors mix together. This needs to cool down before we put the gyozas together. So I'll take this off the heat in about a minute. While the vegetables are cooling down, we're going to split our dough into half, and we're going to roll it out and cut it. So we have the dough out on the counter. I've just put a little bit of cornstarch on the worktop. We have our rolling pin here, and I'm just going to cut the dough in half. Bubble is there. So we're just going to cut it in half, and we'll leave this other half to the side. I'm just going to put it into a little bowl again. So the dough is rolled out, and I just have a little plate here with some cornstarch on it so I can pop the dumpling wrappers on when they're done. So I just have a glass. Depending on how big you want your gyozas, obviously you change the size. And I'm just gonna make, ta-da! So We'll have a look again whenever we're going to fill them. We might need to roll them out a little bit thinner, but that's fine. So I'm just going to leave them here on the plate. Just going to show you my little helper. Balloon! My little helper. Gorgeous. So that's our first section of dough rolled out. Just from the little scraps, I've made a little tiny one. Obviously it's not in a circle, but we can do something with it. Bublo approves. So we have the second piece of dough rolled out, and we're just gonna go along and cut out the little dumpling wrappers. So set up here we have a long dish that we're gonna put our ready dumplings on. We have the dumpling wrappers, a little thing of water. So we're gonna place a teaspoon of the filling here and then the water around, and then we fold it. So Stas is gonna do the honors of folding everything. So Bublo's helping. We rolled the dough out to be a little bit thinner. A teaspoon of the filling goes in the middle. Then we're gonna wash around the side with water. And then you're gonna pinch two opposite ends together. Ta-da! Like I said, there's a special rolling technique for this, or a special folding technique, but this is just fine. Perfect. So that took ages. We have all of our dumplings here. I just have a little bit of sunflower oil warming up on a pan, and we're gonna fry them each side until they're nice and crispy, and then we'll add some water. So let's go over to the stove. So I've got them in. I'm going to leave a little bit of space around them so there's enough room whenever we roll them over. So I'm just going to leave these until you can see they've started to cook on the bottom, until they're nice and brown on the bottom, and I'll turn them around on one side and then the other side. So the bottoms are nice and crispy, and I've just turned it over to the other side, and I'm going to flip them over again now. I'm just using a chopstick. And I've turned them over again, so I'm just going to leave these for maybe about 30 more seconds, and then we're going to pop in a 1/4 cup of water to steam them. I'm just going to turn down the heat. Obviously this is going to steam a lot whenever we put the water in, so I might ask for Stas's help. And cover. Stas is going to come over. So I have the lid here. We're going to put the lid on top. We're going to leave these for 7 to 8 minutes until all the water has evaporated, and then they're all ready. I'm just going to turn the heat back on down to low. While these are steaming away, I'm just going to cut up the green onions that we're going to garnish them with. So they are all ready. Very steamy. They look so good. They are so delicious. That's the inside. So we're just eating them with soy sauce. Danny, what do you think?
Delicious.
Hello everybody. I'm just gonna close the vlog out here. Me and Danny just got home from a walk. I hope you enjoyed the gyoza dumpling video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll leave the full recipe that's on my blog linked in the description. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.